Welcome to One Hale, the podcast, sponsored by Hale Law, Accident Attorneys. I'm your host, along with my co-hosts, both hosts, Patrick Hale and
Patrick Iyampillai.
Awesome. So, this is the very first ever podcast.
This is the first episode of the One Hale of a podcast. We both wanted to start this podcast, start something interesting in the community, try to promote other people, not just ourselves, but also those in the community, so everyone can have a chance to get spotlighted.
Yeah, I'm excited. So it's we have like a little sort of outline of what we're supposed to cover, but really we're just talking, having a good time. They wanted us, they say, warm everyone up, tell them, to ask each other casual questions. So I'll start off with asking you some questions. What's your favorite local spot, hobbies, or fun personal facts? Tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, Patrick Iyampillai, that's Iyampillai without the T.
Yep.
For those that are confused on how to pronounce it. Sri Lankan, it's where my dad's from. Very easy. Once you get the Iyampillai down, Patrick, pretty straightforward stuff. Same as your first name.
Same as my fun fact. Not only are both of us as the owners of Hale Law named Patrick, we have another attorney named Patrick, Patrick Barnes. So we have in the office, I go by Hale, Patrick goes by Patrick, and then Barnes actually goes by Barnes.
I want to start calling him Barney.
Barney,
yeah. Really,
we'll have to get his approval on that one first. But yeah, we, it sort of goes back to how we sort of met. We were both named Patrick. Guess we could talk about how we met in law school.
Yeah, we'll come back to the local spots, but
yeah,
both lived in the same building in law school. So you saw me.
Yeah, I met you, and somehow I found out you went to Stetson when we were in the same building. Usually,
yeah.
I mean, it was St. Pete. In our building, it was either pretty much Stetson law students or very old people. So I just sort of started talking to him because I was like, it's a good chance he's in law school. Looked about the right age, and always looking for new friends. We're both very outgoing, probably why we hung out a lot together. Always down for whatever if there's something going on.
Yeah.
But both found out her name was Patrick, and both in law school. I was in my third year of law school, which is the last year. People, it's called 3L. He was a 1L, so his first year of law school. And we just started hanging out on campus and then really just going out to the beach together, going out to bars together, and just having a good old time.
Yeah. And then I helped you meet your wife.
You did. So Patrick was there when I met my wife. We actually went out. I remember it was spring break. My roommate at the time, John Ross, he got like a condo or something there. His dad paid for a spot, had a couple of bedrooms. And so we all ended up going out together. But on the way, we stopped at Banana Republic outlet, I think it was. And we got matching shirts, and we went out with matching shirts, the floral button-down shirts.
Oh, yeah.
We thought it was fun. We thought we were cool. And then we went out to a bar, and it was a hipster bar. And that's where I met my wife. Bought her a PBR for $2. Great deal. Always looking for good deals in law school.
Good deal.
And then, that's how I met my wife. What they say, nowadays, that's like the old-fashioned way to meet someone. I met my wife at a bar. Nowadays, everything's online for the most part. But, yeah, I'd say I met my wife the old-fashioned way, and Patrick was there with me, cheering me on, being my wingman.
Yeah, it was awesome. It was one of my favorite memories. But, now we own a law firm together.
Yeah.
It's just pretty crazy over 10 years later.
I know. Yeah, I've been married for 10 years, so probably like 11 or 12 years ago, I met my wife, probably like 12. So we've been hanging out for at least probably 13 years together.
Pretty wild.
Yeah, it's crazy. Things have changed, all for the better. But things have changed.
All for the better.
From just a pure fun, only fun in law school. That's all we're doing, hanging out, and now we're building something.
And we wanted to tell people how we started to build this.
Yeah.
You called me up asking me questions about personal injury cases.
That's right.
That's all I ever did, working for big firms down south. And then you invited me to come on and be a partner, which I was glad to do because my dad always owned his own businesses and wanted me to follow in his footsteps. And without me really realizing, he trained me very well to do this. And so do your
Yeah, my
parents.
parents were small business owners as well. My parents owned a process serving and private investigation company. So I got to do some of that fun stuff back in the day. But yeah, I saw the benefits. There's benefits when you own your own company. You see the headaches and all the stress and everything, you know, when everything falls on you, because heavy is the head that wears a crown, right? But there's a lot of benefits, added freedom if you set things up the right way. And you end up having to work for someone else, which is always a good thing.
We always got along in law school, so it was kind of easy to think of, owning a business with you and getting along. But
yeah,
I mean, we got together, and it really has been the best I could ever imagine it to be.
hell yeah. And people warn me, they're like, oh, be careful if you're going to business with one of your friends, all this other stuff. Like, I've heard tons of horror stories, friends going into business, and then all of a sudden it doesn't work out. They end up fighting, and, it just turns out horribly. But, then I heard from other people, those are also some of the best people you can bring on as your partner. And I think it worked out with us, but we both try and get stuff done, listen to each other, and work towards a common goal. I think it worked out pretty well.
Yeah.
And it's working out pretty well.
Working out pretty well enough to do a cool podcast like
Cool
this.
podcast.
Got some really good, interesting people coming on. So there will be a lot more better episodes.
And it's not just a cool podcast. It's one hell of a podcast.
One hell of a podcast.
One hell of a podcast. We're going to have to get used to the slogans for the podcast. Like anything else, growing a law firm, growing a podcast. It's, just got to keep at it. And eventually all the phrases just come off like butter off the tongue.
Exactly. So let's do some rapid fire. You asked me a favorite local spot. I got to say Kojo down in downtown Sarasota. I love upscale Japanese restaurants, and that is amazing.
And you went to Japan, so you're
You're
comparing it to actual Japanese cuisine.
I'm kind of a snob now, yeah.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of other good spots in town. What's your favorite spot?
I like Bricks. They have great brisket. I don't know. And they also, from what I hear, the local folklore says that they have the largest smoker in the southeastern United States. So that's what I hear. I talked to him about it before. I know you were there. I think it's true. You think it's true?
I think it's true. It's massive. I mean, that thing is churning them out. So I believe it.
And it makes pretty good smoked meats.
Absolutely.
The brisket there, the sides are top notch.
Surprisingly, their tacos are amazing too. You can get brisket tacos.
That's right.
You can get some shrimp tacos, and that's what I reviewed on our first episode of Tasty as Hale, our food show, which is online. It's not really a show; it's more like a social media, trend that we're rolling out.
Yeah, and so I like that. I like Waltz as well. Waltz is a cool place.
Yeah,
for like a fish place.
How about Manatee County?
Manatee County. That's a great question. I want to ask you, what do you like in Manatee County? What do you like?
My go-to, I love Pier 22 in the Grove. Sister restaurant, same ownership. The menu's very diverse. You could be into, Italian for the night or seafood for the night or like, just American classics. They got them and they do them extremely well. Scratch kitchen. So I always appreciate that.
What does scratch kitchen mean?
So it's like everything's
that phrase
in the restaurant. So like, their Chipotle sauce, right?
Oh, really? Nice.
Maybe that nice Chipotle mayonnaise that they put on the burgers. They're making that in-house, right? They're not just churning that out of
even the Grove does that?
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
I like the Grove.
It's amazing.
It makes sense now because they're making their own stuff.
Let me try to take a guess at your favorite. Is it Osteria 500?
Oh, yes. Definitely. Osteria 500, that's technically in Sarasota County, though.
Is it? Is it really?
South of University.
Oh, my goodness.
And I love that place. I forgot about that.
So that Lakewood Ranch division, I'm just still screwing up.
Yeah. Waterside is all, but the Grove is technically on the other side of University. So that is a Brady or Manatee County restaurant.
Oh, not too far from my place.
Yeah. It's a weird divide. They have University, but then once it gets closer towards the airport, that's not the dividing line. So I don't know who came up with these lines, but they exist. I don't totally understand. I know there's a break somewhere on university, but
we'll have to bring in someone to talk about it on.
Yeah, we should figure out why that happened. We should bring someone on for that.
Absolutely,
Definitely.
So hobbies. Tell me what my hobbies are. Let's show everyone how good of friends we are.
Patrick loves, that's a funny way to do it. I like it. Patrick loves music. He loves going to concerts. He goes to concerts. I don't know how many a year he goes to, but I'd imagine it's probably at least a couple a month. Big names. Actually, for his bachelor party, Patrick just got married. We went to a concert, Poppy.
Yeah.
It's like a industrial metal rock concert, which I don't go to, but I jumped in the mosh pit. I had to jump in.
You did?
Just to do it. I never need to go to another one ever for the rest of my life. A lot of bruising, but Patrick likes music. He plays guitar. He plays guitar really well. He can shred on guitar. Actually, I have some good memories in law school. Remember St. Patrick's Day when we were playing was it a Dropkick Murphy song or one of those Irish songs before we went out to meet up with some people, some other law students. People refer us business now who now have their own law firms. But I remember you crushed on guitar. I was playing some chords back when I used to play. But I was never like this guy. This guy loves music. And he's a foodie. That's why he knows what a scratch kitchen is. And now I know what a scratch kitchen is. He's a foodie and he loves music. And you like amusement parks. You really like amusement parks.
I do. You've nailed it.
Those are probably the main things.
Yeah, absolutely. And for you, I would say it's your kids.
Yeah, that's what I do. They're time consuming. They're fun.
General hobby. But you do like good food as well.
I like food. I like cooking food. I like grilling.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Any other hobbies?
Just riding bike, going on the boat.
Yeah.
Anything with my kids, pretty much outdoors. I mean, as you know, just sit around the house. Sometimes that's easier when you have kids.
I almost forgot golf.
Oh, golf. Oh, Patrick loves golf.
We both love golf.
We have a lot of hobbies. So
yeah,
Patrick loves golf. I love golfing. He golfs more than me. Obviously, with two kids, I don't get to golf as much as I'd like. You golf what, 3 times a week ago? You golf 3 18-hole rounds, right?
2 18 and 1 9, but close. Yeah. It was a lot. It was a lot on the body for sure. But yeah, it's hard to be good if you're not consistently going out, and I'm not there as much as I'd like to be.
Yeah.
But
well, I'm not good because I'm not consistent.
Getting lessons with Tyler Beasley, someone who we could have.
We could bring him on. Golf
PGA associate. Absolutely.
He's a cool guy too.
Absolutely.
He helped us out. I'm got a couple lessons, just a few.
Yeah.
1 or 2, but he's a good guy and he can hit the ball hard.
Yeah.
So nice.
So we got a couple of other rapid fire segments here. Let's see. So coffee or tea?
Obviously, you know what I want. Coffee.
You know what I want too.
You want coffee?
I'm a sucker for coffee.
You love tea though as well. I don't like tea as much. You like tea.
I do like tea. I need to be caffeinated in advance,
right.
or I got to drink a ton of tea, like a pot of tea will do the job as well. But there's not many places that serve a pot of tea.
A pot of tea. No.
Yeah.
Like a pot of gold for our clients, like Lucky Charms. Bringing a pot of something, I always think pot of gold. But good coffee spots. I love was that Buddy Brew or whatever?
Yeah,
is that the name of it right there?
Yeah, great.
Downtown Sarasota. I think they have some other locations.
Great.
I don't know if we were supposed to say the coffee spots locally, or just whether coffee or tea.
That's a great spot.
I love that spot.
It still feels so out of place, but it's so good. Kawa Coffee. St. Pete's.
I remember St. Pete, the original one I used to live by when I was in St. Pete.
Yeah, it's over in Lakewood Ranch.
It has a good flavor.
Yeah,
it's almost like more of a burnt flavor or something. Like they roast it differently.
Yeah. It's always the beans or it's the way they roast it, right? That kind of does the flavor different.
It reminds me of the Mad Men episode. Where the first episode, and I love that show. I know you love that show. And he's a marketing guy. For people don't know. Obviously, we're pretty good at marketing as well with all our cool slogans. I'd like to think. Patrick's running a lot of that, pretty much most of the marketing's here now. But he said he talked to guys like, "How do you make your cigarettes?" He was a cigarette marketer, And he says, how do you make them? He's like, they're like, oh, well, we get the leaves, we do this, we toast them, and then we do this, this, and this. And he's like, stop. Toasted. Lucky Strikes. They're toasted. And the guy's like, well, all cigarettes are toasted. And he's like, well, you're the only one advertising it. And it makes me think of like coffee. It's all about the roasting. And that's really, and the thing is, there's different ways to roast coffee beans. I had a buddy who used to do it. Actually, he's defense counsel on a case. He was a prosecutor with me. He's defense counsel on a case on one we're suing right now. And he used to toast his own beans or roast them. And it's funny how things come back around. And now a guy who used to make coffee for me at the state attorney's office, we were in a coffee club with him. And now we're suing his client, and he's defending against it.
Amazing.
So
it's not easy to roast your own coffee. I've tried it several times.
Yeah.
Always just burned it, or it was kind of under roasted. That's not good either, you know.
Yeah.
So,
but the legal community is a small community.
It is. It definitely is.
End up going against the guy who used to roast coffee for you.
Yeah. So we could share some advice now for those pursuing justice or serving the community. What would you say to them?
I mean, so for pursuing justice or serving the community, that's so broad. Pursuing justice. I mean, really, here's the thing. There's a lot of good organizations out there. Like, you volunteer for an organization. I'm sure you'll talk about.
Sarasota.
Yeah. So there's Teen Court of Sarasota. There's Salvation Army. I think one of our guests who's going to be coming on works with the Salvation Army.
Yeah.
They help a lot of people. Really, if you just get out there and start asking questions, there's tons of organizations, a lot that help people here locally. And really, it's just about looking for them. So
yeah, once you find them.
Yeah, you got to look, and then you'll find them, right?
Yeah. And then once you find them, just don't give up. You know, there's a lot of hurdles through pursuing justice and finding the right, the right cause is one thing. And then, seeing things through is another, because you could get a really hard defendant or a really hard, cause to push through to the end. You could have people you're trying to help that push back against you, and that could really, deter a lot of people. But I'd say never giving up and just pushing forward to the end is my advice.
Definitely. Yeah, and if you want to pursue justice and you're injured, the best way is to hire us, obviously.
Obviously, got to go to Hale.
Yeah, and one of the key things is you got to find the right person to help pursue justice for you. So, even we have our own attorneys when we need to do stuff. Like, we got some of the registered trademark you see on our banner back here, Give 'em Hale, Fight Like Hale, all these other ones. People don't realize attorneys have to hire attorneys too. Even though we can figure it out ourselves, and we probably could figure out how to do trademark and everything, it'd be a waste of our energy, and it would distract us from working on our clients' cases. But everyone's got to you have to find the right person to pursue justice for you. So what people don't realize is attorneys have attorneys. And the attorneys have big bills, I noticed too. They're always coming through, and I'm just like, man, these are big bills.
Always worth it. Always worth it.
It's worth it.
Yeah. I mean, this just goes to show, some people are hesitant to hire attorneys, but even attorneys are hiring attorneys. Like, trust the professional, always the one who's experienced, the one who's in it every day, the one that digs in deep, knows all the rules. Hire the good people. And shout out to Maxie Fisher, the trademark intellectual property law firm that got us these trademarks. I used to work for them.
Yep.
Brittany Maxie Fisher, mentor and good friend. So really appreciate them. But I also really appreciate our listeners, our first ever listeners. Thank you for listening.
Hopefully you're out there.
Yeah, hopefully there are. Hopefully. We got a cool fossil guy coming on to talk about fossils.
Cool, dude.
The Salvation Army. You're going to hear from Teen Court of Sarasota. You're going to hear from other lawyers. You're going to hear from a golf instructor.
I'm sure we'll get him.
That'll be awesome. Yeah. So we got a lot of good episodes coming up. Make sure to subscribe, rate, review, and tell the insurance companies you're going to Hale, right?
You're going to Hale.
Exactly.
And I guess, does that conclude? This will be the shortest podcast ever, probably. And also, stay tuned, because as we get guests on, they're going to get better and better. And we'll get better and better with time, just like we have with everything else in life. But that concludes One Hale of a podcast brought to you by Hale Law Accident Attorneys.
Go to Hale. This is the Florida Man segment of our podcast. We're going to talk about something that happened on my birthday a couple years ago in Clearwater, Florida. Someone walked into a Wawa and demanded a free Snickers bar. You know what the person said there?
What did they say?
They said, no, you need to pay for it, right? You can't just get it for free.
What Florida man do?
Florida man said, don't make me do something stupid over a Snickers bar, and stuck a knife in their face. So obviously he got it, but he also got a warrant for his arrest and subsequent jail time.
Yeah, armed burglary of yeah. It's definitely,
as a former prosecutor, like, what does something like that get you?
Dude, that gets you, it depends what your priors are, but you're definitely looking at some prison time, some years in prison, most likely. And I've heard of what would you do for a Klondike bar, but Snickers.
That's serious.
That's real serious. That's some crazy Florida man stuff.
And we'll have more crazy Florida man stuff for you on our next episode.